All right, what's good, boys? Welcome back to the channel. You can actually barely see me, but let me fix this lighting. All right, you guys can't really see me, but that's besides the point. Welcome back. Hope you have been well. And so today's message is discipline. And why is discipline so important? Discipline is important because it's crucial to you achieve your goals. Now, because every day when you're trying to accomplish something, it's like you're not always gonna like yes, you're trying to achieve it, but it's not gonna always feel like, it's paying off or it feels good. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna always be rainbows and sunshine. And there's gonna be days that you really don't want to do it. You really don't. Like, bro, why don't I just take the day off? Why don't I just take the day off and just rest, give my body some rest, and come back tomorrow, right? And that's totally up to you. That's totally up to you. But discipline is literally so crucial, because if you take that day off, it's gonna make you think that it's okay to rest, while achieving your goals. And I'm not saying to completely burn yourself out. Of course not. Have some kind of balance. And that's why I covered this in my other video, because that's really important. Now, discipline. That's doing something when you really don't want to do it. It could be taking care of the house after work. It could be, taking care after your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your fiance, and it's like, yes, you love them to death, but sometimes you really don't want to be with them. You really don't want to talk to them. You really don't, there's just those days. We don't even like ourselves sometimes. I don't even like myself most days. I get tired of myself. So, but you still have to show up for yourself. You still have to take care of yourself. You still have to eat right, and take care of things if you really want to see yourself grow at a consistent rate, okay? Because if you take just one day off during the month, you're gonna, program yourself to think, okay, it's fine for me to take a day off and rest, and shit like that. Now, obviously, take that with a grain of salt. Don't take that word for word. Of course, take breaks. That's not what I'm saying. But I feel like we limit ourselves to where it's like we underestimate what we can do in like 5 years, and then we overestimate what we can do in like 10 years. Like 10 years ago, most of us imagined that we would move out of our mom's house or be married, or like, I don't know, like some of us are, some of us aren't. We all imagined our lives to be a little different than what it is now. And that's just how it is. Life turns around and surprises you. But when you're on your path to working on goals and improvement, discipline has to kick in. Because there will be those days where you're not gonna feel like doing shit, and you're gonna have those voices telling you, hey, take a break. Hey, take a break. What's the point of doing this today? What's the point, right? That's really the question. But you have to push yourself. You have to push yourself harder that day, especially during those days. And those days are more important than the easy days, when you're getting results, I would say. You know what I'm saying? Don't chase the results. Don't chase that dopamine of the results, or the money. Chase those days where you don't feel like doing it, because those are the days that are going to shape you and are literally molding you and molding your tolerance, molding all those traits that you are going to have when you accomplish your goals, when you become successful, when start a new business and stuff like that. So you have to appreciate those days when you don't feel like working. Work just a little harder those days, just to prove to yourself that, yeah, I could have chose to take a little time off, but I put more in today. You know, I put an extra hour into the gym, extra 30 minutes. I put an extra 15 minutes on my reading session. You know, I did an extra, you know, whatever it is. Just push yourself a little harder on those days, because that's what's gonna like really build you, okay? So that's really all I have for this video. I mean, just sticking to the plan, man. Sticking to the rules, sticking to your rules, sticking to your system that works for you, okay? Because not everyone's system is gonna work, you know, and I had to figure that out. You know, there's so many strategies, so many different niches and stuff, and strategies to work within those niches. And, you know, there's so many, like, opportunities, I guess. But whatever it is, though, like I said, you know, too much of one thing is a bad thing. So take a break. Yeah, take your breaks, rest. But when you know it's time to get back to work, get back to work. Don't waste any time. Don't waste no hour on anything. Time is so crucial. So just create a system that works for you. Because, again, I had to learn that, okay, this guy created a system for himself, it worked for him. This guy created a system for himself, he created a strategy, it worked for him. You know, so now I have to create my own system. I have to create, you know, a different strategy to execute, you know, my goals. You know, create a system to accomplish those goals, and you will eventually accomplish them. You can't just set a goal and then just, okay, yeah, I'm gonna make 10,000 in a month. Like, okay, that's great, you set that goal. That's wonderful, because most people don't even set goals in their life. They're just like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna work towards this. That's not really setting goals. It's just working. It's just working. Like, there's a difference between, you know, really striving to accomplish something versus just working. You know what I'm saying? So set a goal, an achievable goal that you know is not going to take too long, but you know it's not going to happen too fast to where it's like I would say anywhere from 3 to 6 months is a good long-term goal or short-term goal. Short-term, I guess. 6 months. Give yourself 6 months and post, or go to the gym, or just work on your passions, you know, and, you know, it'll start compounding, compound. And that's a really different topic, I think, but discipline is key. Consistency also ties in with discipline, but I think discipline is more important than consistency. And sometimes, because think about it, the person who doesn't feel like doing it but still chooses to do it, I think does the job better than the person who just does the job. You know, they're not really like I said, you know, they're just working. Because this person actually chose to show up. They really could have chose to not. They made that choice to show up. This other person chose to just do the standard. Right? Which one would you rather have? A person that shows up every day and that's disciplined? I mean, discipline and consistency go together, but you can't be disciplined if you're not consistent, right? And if you're consistent, then you have to be disciplined. You know, they just tie together. So once you have a plan, a strategy, a system, and you're doing it for like 3 months, after those 3 months, I guarantee you, there's going to be days, there might have been days that just didn't feel like it's worth trying, or there's no point of even, you know, putting your best foot forward. sometimes it just doesn't feel like it's worth it. But choosing to show up still is what matters. And that's when discipline kicks in the next 3 months. So after those 6 months, you know, it's like you pushed yourself beyond your limit. You showed up every day, and you showed up when you didn't want to show up. You just crossed all the boxes, and you should have achieved all your goals. If you did it, don't beat yourself up about it. Let's keep going. You know, focus on what you did accomplish in the past 6 months. What did you cross off? You know what I'm saying? And then be like, all right, bet. I just have this much to go. Maybe strive for more, you know? So that's pretty much it for this. Yeah, man, I hope if anybody learned anything, please let me know, comment down below. Any more content you guys want to see. I am going to start uploading every single week, if not every other day, so that I can practice what I preach, preach what I practice, and just really spread the motivational and purpose-driven lifestyle type of content, and just push that out to anybody who needs to hear it, to anyone who's on that similar journey like me and like many and many others. So thank you for watching. Peace.